Mabu, hi, this is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea. I want to talk some more about the stages of marriage evolution. I want to see if you can agree with these evolutionary stages, and you might want to comment where you are in your relationship with a woman from the Philippines. So there are 6 of these stages. Last time I talked about the first one, the loving relationship. I also called it the honeymoon phase. This will be from Psychology Today. .com, and the name of the author is Tara Deminy, life coach. So last time, and by the way, please subscribe here to Love Beyond the Sea. I need subscribers. I'd love to hear comments. Check out my playlists on YouTube and the affiliate link for Christian Filipina, where I met my wife. The loving relationship was the last time. Everything tends to go well, in this initial stage, each partner finds joy in fulfilling each other's needs and expectation each partner's needs will be reciprocated, and marriage serves to solidify this sense of love and care, and so on. They can deepen their level of understanding. But after that, and they didn't say how long those lasted, so I just put in arbitrarily, I don't know, a year, maybe 2 years is too long, but let me know what you think about that as you've gone through your relationship with a woman from the Philippines. The number 2 stage is the honeymoon is over. And they stress that there are going to be changes in your relationship in marriage. In this stage, the dynamic shifts as one partner fails to meet the other's expectations, leading to disappointment and pain. It's inevitable. The belief in mutual responsibility for each other's well-being persists, but behaviors become more manipulative, with attempts to please the partner aimed at restoring the initial state of, these quotation marks, complete love. Love and care are no longer unconditional, they say, and partners oscillate between being critical and feeling hurt or disappointed when the relationship falls short of the ideal state. Now, this is just the second of 6 stages, according to this article on Psychology Today. I don't really have a problem with this. My marriage right now, 8 years and probably 6 months. So 8.5 years, we got married very, very quickly. And so I'm also assuming that since it doesn't get into how long you knew each other before you got married, that by and large, they will stick to these 6 stages, whether you knew somebody for only 54 days before you got married, like me and my wife, or several years. I also think you really don't start knowing about that person until you are living with them in marriage. So about this, the honeymoon is over stage. Have you reached that point in your marriage to a woman from the Philippines? If you've only been married less than a year, it's possible you haven't. Some people can have a rough time in that very first stage, what I call the honeymoon stage. They call the loving relationship. Early on, everything is good. You're focused on each other and, probably spending extra time with each other, especially if you brought over from another country like the Philippines, so you can help her get acclimated. And that's the right thing to do if you possibly can. But eventually, as I call it, the bloom is off the rose. Things get real. It could be you start to annoy each other because they start to see things about you that maybe you just didn't do when you were trying to help the relationship along, and irritating habits you have, like it could be anything. I think this stage might be where little things start to bother you. I know my wife and I were upset one time. I got upset with something, and I threw something in the garbage, or maybe it was food and I threw it out because I was upset. And it's just stupid things, stupid stuff that you do that they're upset with, or you do stupid things because you're upset with them. And you weren't doing that before. You were minding your P's and Q's. You're on your best behavior with this woman that you just brought over. You want everybody to think, hey, they've got a great relationship, and they're doing well. And you want to really prove to them that you can marry someone from another country and bring them to your place. And so you can kind of be sensitive to getting involved with being honest with each other and talking and saying things, because in the back of your mind, you're thinking, well, we got to please all these people out there to show them that I made the right decision. But what I want you to know is when you marry somebody from another country, you're marrying another person. They're marrying another person. And you both have weaknesses. And you both say things you shouldn't say, do things you shouldn't do. And you need to be 1,000% committed to each other. And you're going to have to get through this honeymoon is over stage number 2. And it's not even the most difficult stage, having read through this. The next one will be even tougher. But this is just real life. Come to expect it. I think when people say, oh, my relationship with this Filipino is so wonderful and heavenly and we never have any arguments. To me, if you're not arguing, somebody's afraid to talk. And there's a reason for that. Should be open to saying whatever you have to say, whatever is on your mind, within reason. But at this stage, early on, kind of get more comfortable with each other. And so you might say, well, stop doing that. That bothers me. I wish you wouldn't do that. I wish you'd do more of this. I wish you would do less of that. Try not to be too specific here because I don't want to drag on. And everybody knows the type of things I'm talking about here. This second stage, the honeymoon is over stage, that is just indicative of you being married. Doesn't mean that you've made the wrong decision. And it doesn't mean that you should do anything drastic, except still, like it says here, that mutual responsibility for each other's well-being still persists. So still focus on that. But behaviors, they say, become more manipulative and people trying to restore the original state. And I've told my wife that in some ways, I think, the first stage was the best for us. Like, 7.5 years ago when she was able to arrive. And you really can't get that back. But yeah, we spent more time together. Everything was so fresh and wonderful, and kind of wish we could get as much of that back as we can. Maybe we can someday when, schedules change. But you go through some difficulties, and many of my videos will help you, I hope, to be patient with her, and hopefully she is patient with you, because you don't want to fall back in the habit of, well, screw it, this isn't working, I'm going to get rid of them. You married them, you proposed to them, you petitioned them, you brought them over, you got to make it work. And so I say that in my videos because I'm trying to help show people what I've been doing to try to make my relationship last and not just be something to be endured, but something that gets stronger over time. You're just going to need to be patient. So some of this series, I'm sure people will take exception to, but I don't have any problem with it. That's why I'm sharing it with you in YouTube. If I can remember, I'll put the link in there. I can't do that on TikTok. The next stage in the next video that I make on this, that might be even rougher for some of us. That's the getting even stage. That's just the third of these 3 stages of marriage evolution. We all know where we want to end up, where we're getting along, but there's going to be some growth and some stretching of the relationship. So just keep watching these videos, check out some of my other ones, and learn how to evolve and grow with your love beyond the sea.